Hey everybody. So we're doing a close-up today instead of mailbag because mailbag would have started way too late. But I wanted to do a little something and have a chance to talk to all of you. And I thought this would be a good way to start because Millet here and Sydney, that's Sydney right there, have been wrestling all morning. They've been going since, I don't know, probably at least an hour. Non-stop, and if you remember from yesterday, Sydney and Millet are getting adopted together, so it's just too sweet to see them really enjoying each other this way and knowing that they're going to get to be able to be that way forever, which is just, it's really cool. It's heartwarming, and it's just fun too because they're both so playful. What's that face, buddy? You look so much like your mom sometimes. Speaking of moms, here's Port. And who is that? Is that Ant? Wow, Ant's gotten so big. There's a big ant. There we go, right back on Sid again. These two are like Peter and the chicken, aren't they? Oh. It's a target-rich environment if you're a Millet. So that's Puget there. Even though Puget has his collar off, we know who it is because Rotterdam's upstairs on his own. And by the way, just constantly yelling about it. So after this close-up, I'm definitely going to go spend some time with Rotterdam. I've got a great excuse to spend extra time with Rotterdam today, even though I probably would have anyhow, which is it's going to be real warm, and we're going to have to close all the doors to keep the air conditioning going in the places, where it works. In fact, the only place, I was saying this the other day, the only place our air conditioning really isn't working is sort of in the big common area where there's no doors to close. So here in the living room is one of those spots, and the kitchen, and the sunroom, and the den, and the hallways, but in all the rooms still, any room that we can close a door in, we've got good air conditioning, so we'll be all set there. Just everybody's got to be in their rooms today. Probably including the kittens a little later on once it starts to really heat up. I'm not going to be able to convert the temperature to centigrade in my head, but it doesn't actually sound too warm outside today. I think it's going to hit 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which, I don't know, 25-ish somewhere? I don't know, maybe a little less than that actually. I don't know. But in the house, it's actually going to get, 27. Okay, see, I was close, whatever. Anyway. In the house, it's going to be much warmer. It's just the way things work. The sun shines on the house, and that goes in the windows, and it heats things up, and that's why we put up the curtains. And I don't want to talk about air conditioning anymore. We're done. We're done talking about air conditioning. Look, here's Eddie. Come to see the kittens. Hi, Eddie. It's so nice to see you on a close-up. One of the reasons that you're seeing more of Eddie is, as I mentioned, the doors are closed upstairs to get things pre-cooled, and he usually lives in DJ's office, but he can't get in there right now. So that's one reason he's been hanging out a little bit more, I think. And another's because he's just friendly, wants some attention. Rules Hikaru, I'm glad you asked. Do you know why Eddie is so shy? I don't know why, but it gives me a chance to talk about something that I've mentioned before, and I won't go into it too far, but I just want to say we adopted Eddie before we started fostering ourselves, just before. And he's been shy since the very minute that he came home with us. In fact, it took us like a day or two to get him to even come into the same room with the TV. If the TV was playing, all the noise of the TV, he was just too scared of it. And just every little thing would set him off, and he would just run and hide. Even as a little tiny kitten, he was about the size of these guys. Maybe he was about 3 months old, I think, maybe 4 when we got him. He was just a little scaredy cat right from the start, and there was a part of me at first that wanted to think, I wonder if he just wasn't raised right. He had a foster. He was at a foster, just like we're fostering kittens. He was at a foster home with his 2 siblings and his mom. I think with his mom. And like I said, there was a part of me at first that wanted to say, you know, they probably just didn't give him the right experience. And then I learned later on that that's not how it works. They probably did a great job of fostering. But some kittens are just going to be real skittish. We've had a couple come through the academy that are that way. No matter how much I've tried to get them to not be skittish and to be bold, you know, some of them just aren't. So that's the thing that we learned, is that Eddie probably is just wired that like that, and it's fine. He's beautiful and he's sweet, and that's what counts, even if he's also a little bit of a scaredy cat. It's good. You know, it'll keep him safe. He won't eventually get caught by that vacuum cleaner or something. You know, all the dangers of this house. Imaginary dangers, but you know, whatever. He's beautiful, and he's sweet, and he sheds a ton. Oh my gosh, sheddy. So, I wanted to start this close-up so that you could see Millet and Sid playing together, and how sweet it is to know that they're going to be brothers forever. Also, Hal, and this is Ant, they are going to get adopted together as well by someone who's been on our Discord for a long time, which is awesome, because that means we'll probably get real good updates about them, I hope, or else. And we want updates about everybody, by the way. I talked to the adopter for Sid and Millet, of course, and I said, listen, if you don't give us regular updates, DJ is going to be literally heartbroken. And they said that they're going to try to get on the Discord, and even if Discord turns out to not be their thing, Twitter is. So we're going to at least get updates from them via Twitter. So that's good enough for me. I said, listen, hey, if you do Twitter, that's great. That's all we need. Just do some Twitter. And once I find out where those are going to be, I'll let everybody know, and you can follow Sid and Millet and everything for as long as you want. So anyway, since we saw that, I wanted to also bring out a little something to keep these kids playing while we do a little close-up, just to make up for the mailbag a little bit. So let's give them a few minutes of butterfly time. Look at this butterfly, by the way. Oh, they don't care if it's beaten up, but look at that. I should probably replace this one before too long. It's not even turned on, kids. Is it that fun? You just want to play with it anyway? I'm going to get a couple of other toys out too, because they can't all 7 play with the butterfly. 7, you know, including Millet, not including Rotterdam. They're not even going to give it a second. That butterfly's not going to get any chance to move around. Oh, there's Port coming to check it out too. Let's get a couple other toys too, though. Oh, Eddie, you're so pretty, buddy. Your eyes are beautiful. Okay. Hang on, let's go to the big old toy drawer. You can see, I didn't plan to show everybody the toy drawer. Oh, this is a good one. This is good. I had this up the other day, and they were having so much fun with it, and this means I don't have to try to do anything with it. Let's see if we can just put it over here right in front of the camera, right next to the camera. Oh. This is a bird that goes, the bird, they love it. It hooks on a, oh, my finger's stuck on it. Okay, hang on. Very awkward. I'm trying. It hooks on a door frame like that. There you go, and you can see the string goes all the way down, and there they are. And I'm just going to move the floor camera a little bit so that the regular stream can pick up all this fun too, maybe just a little bit. Let's see. Oh. I'm trying. I don't know if that's going to be good enough to pick anything up, and I can't check right now, so get what you get, folks. That's a fun one. I do hope that shows up on the regular stream a little bit. And if not, we can move it afterwards. We'll move things around after I'm done with this and check it out. Yeah, so the it is called Adorable Toy, which is a cute term, especially for somebody that watches Kitten Academy. And what I would say about it is they're really fun. Everybody loves them. The faculty also used to like them quite a bit. And my only advice is the same advice I'd give for almost any cat toy, unless it's something that you really know is 100% safe. Don't let them play with it when you're not around to keep an eye out, okay? Especially things that are big strings like that. So that's why it's in the toy drawer and not just out on a door all the time. They took another feather off of it. Look, right there. See that red feather? That bird's molting. Not going to have much left. So let's see if I can remember the other adoptions just for fun, because I said Sid and Sid, the blue collar, and Millet are getting adopted together, even though they're not from the same family. And people on the Discord were talking about, I think this is the third time that we've had two kittens adopted that are not from the same family, but adopted together at the same time. It's very special when that happens. It's rare. And it's also, rare, of course, that then they would get along. Because a lot of people will do that. Some people will adopt one kitten and then they'll go and adopt another to keep it company. But they haven't already spent that time together, and it can take them a while to build up that relationship. Or maybe they'll just never, they'll just be friends, but not best friends. But I think Millet has spent the right amount of time with this family to just be integrated, fully integrated. Which is nice. Speaking of, I think, I don't want to get any of the names wrong, so just excuse me if I do. I want to say, though, that Rio is in that circumstance himself, where Rio is getting adopted by somebody who maybe already has a kitten that needs a companion, and Rio might be that one. Maybe it wasn't Rio, actually. No, I don't think it was. Now I got to rethink. No, it was Bombay. It was Bombay for sure, 100% Bombay. Final answer. Yeah, that's what it was. So Bombay is going to be in that situation where he's getting adopted to kind of hang out with another kitten. And I think that'll be a great thing for him. He'll probably really enjoy having somebody around. And he's pretty independent too, so he won't mind that it's somebody new. So that's Bombay's story as far as I know. And then, yes, Rio has an older kitty at his home. Okay. Awesome. I think Rio will get along with anybody. Let's see. We still haven't heard the final word about Puget here, but like I said yesterday on the close-up, the short close-up, it's still my belief that Dawes is trying to get Puget and Rotterdam to go together to one very flu-filled household. So that will be a very interesting thing, and I kind of hope it works out that way. They'll be good friends and groom each other, and two long hairs together probably will help keep each other, nice and hairball free. Maybe not hairball free, but definitely groomed, which is important. They already gave up on that toy. It looks like the butterfly is a bigger hit than the Adorable, because that one you've got to do all the play yourself, and this one kind of moves around on its own. Or maybe just because you don't have to jump as much, and they're lazy cats. Or maybe it's just because I'm sitting close to this one and I'm not sitting close to that one. Who knows? Who knows? Shannon says, I missed yesterday. Would someone mind telling me what's up with Roddy? Sure. Well, you can always go back and watch the close-ups yesterday, and I would say if you want to see Rotterdam, there's a close-up from yesterday where you can see him, and then there's another close-up from yesterday where I talk about him. It would be too smart for me to put those together into the same close-up, so I didn't. So you might want to check them both. But the short story about Rotterdam is the vet believes that he's got an outbreak of feline calicivirus. And it's not a huge deal, but we're keeping him isolated from everybody else to try to sort of keep it from spreading. And that's the whole story in a nutshell. He feels fine. He doesn't even know that he is sick, and he wants to just play and be out, and he just sits at his door when I'm not in the office with him. I've been spending every minute possible in the office with him, just so you know. But whenever I'm not in the office with him, he just sits at his door and yells and yells and yells until eventually, yesterday, he went and took a nap for several hours while I was out, and that gave me a chance to get things done, and that was nice. But mostly he just sits at the door and yells and yells and yells, and you'll hear a lot of that on the regular stream because you can hear him in the annex where the other kittens are. So there'll be quite a bit of that going on, and I apologize for it, but just keep in mind, it means that he's feeling really good and he wants to come out and play, and he doesn't know that he needs to be on his own for a little while. So that's all there is to it. Oh, Daphne, yeah, hey, thanks for asking. How did Millet's checkup with Dr. Katz go? Great, actually. So we're going to do some extra follow-up tests. She wants to see whether some numbers in his blood work mean anything or not, and they probably don't. But not related to his chest condition in any way, and just overly like thinking about the future kind of stuff is all. So we are going to bring him back on Wednesday, I think, for sort of a follow-up and some extra stuff. But when it comes to his chest, his pectus excavatum, she agrees with the surgeon that he's good to go. He's, again, he might not be 100%, but he is certainly all set up to have a regular old kitten life and a good time and probably keep up fine with Sid, and that's what's important. So good enough. They both agreed that sort of putting him through anything else wasn't necessary. Where are you going, Puget? You think you can take that away? That is going to go flying. That's the eventual fate of any of these have been, when we've had them in the past, that the faculty will eventually tear them down. So looks like these guys are working on it. Puget keeps trying to run away with it. It's on an elastic cord, so he's basically just shooting it, and then it starts swinging really wild, and it's even more fun to play with. This is a good game Puget's got going. Don't let go, Puget. It'll fly right out of your mouth. Oh, there it goes. He's growling at it. Is that way going to work better? Is it? Looks like Millet's taking over the butterfly. Even Port's just going to sit here and watch. Port is such a good kitty. I think I mentioned yesterday that she's getting adopted with, I want to say, 3 other cats that are adults that she will be able to hang out with and hopefully play with a little bit, because she's such a playful kitten herself. She's about to hit somebody, I think. She's so playful and sweet, though, and you'll see that, if you've been watching the stream, you'll notice that she gets along great with the faculty all the time. You're never going to catch them cuddling up together, which is, you don't expect that. When you introduce adult cats, they usually never get to that point of being snuggle buddies. But just to be able to hang out and do things and, be in the same space and share treats and share toys and never fight, that's all you ask for, and she's really good about that. She's made that sort of relationship with all of the faculty. So that's great. She'll be great with 3 other cats. I think, though, if I remember right, somebody correct me if I'm thinking of the wrong cat, she did take a little bit of work at first to be okay with the faculty. When she was seeing them through the door at first, she wasn't okay with it. But then with enough repeated introduction, she's come to be perfect with them. So that should be about right for her and her future. I should mention at this point, I don't know yet when anybody's going to get picked up for sure, but it seems like so far most of the adopters are aiming for next weekend. So we'll probably have these kids here for one more week before they go. Bombay, this is uncalled for, buddy. There's so many toys around. Play with something that's a toy instead of my fingers. I saw Ms. Mo, I'm gonna cry when they leave. Yeah, I usually don't cry, but it's really sad to see, especially these boys, when there's so many of them. They all have such wonderful personalities. They've been so happy to see me every day, and they run around and they just cry and they just demand so much attention. It's gonna be hard to see them go, for sure. It does help quite a bit, though, to know that they are going to great families, and I'll tell you what helps the most, and mostly when I say this, I'm talking to the people who are adopting these cats, all right? I'm talking to you guys. The thing that helps me not cry is knowing that you are going to keep in touch and let me know how they're doing, and let everybody know how they're doing, but mostly me, all right? It's about me. So the future adopters of these kittens, you got to let me know how they're doing. Wendy T, I can't remember the brand that makes the toy that's hanging from the door, but it is called A-Door-A-Bowl. So just look for that. I'm sure you'll find it. It's a very popular toy. Look, Hal is just worn out. Look at this Hal. He, by the way, there's a mouse that I was talking about on the Discord today that is his favorite thing lately. They all play with a lot of stuff, so it's not a big deal. But he last night was playing fetch with me, and I would throw the toy, and then he would bring it right back, and I would throw it again and bring it right back, and he just kept this up for as long as I would do it. I was the one that got worn out first with Hal. And then this morning, I'm standing in the kitchen trying to get ready for mailbag that didn't happen, and he brought it to me again from all the way upstairs. He brought it all the way down and dropped it at my feet in the kitchen so I could throw it for him some more. And he just loves this thing. I don't know where it is right now. It should be right around here somewhere. I'd love to show you guys, but anyway, I just got to go with him. We always send some of the toys that they liked when they were here with them. And it's so cute, though, that Hal plays fetch. I love it. I love it when the kitties play fetch. Yeah, Hal's dirty nose. He's always got food on his nose. I bet he's got food on his nose right meow. Look at that. You can see it. He's always got the food on his nose. TJ was pointing that out, too. She's like, why is he the only one of his brothers that hasn't figured out that you can clean your own nose? I don't know if he's the only one either. She did say Puget is also that way sometimes. Puget, do you have food on your nose? No, you got it figured out. You look beautiful, buddy. That's a beautiful Puget. Look at this. This guy is going to be majestic. Oh boy, speaking of majestic, if you look at the weight chart, I've been taking Rotterdam's weight just to make sure he's doing okay. And he's doing way more than okay. I've been feeding him high-calorie food, while he's sick. And it's working a little too well. He's gaining so much weight. Hopefully it's just kind of, like a little bit of bloat from how much I'm feeding him, and after he gets better, he'll poop some of that weight right out. But yeah, he's doing too well. Hi, Aunt. Leela Elbert, how many graduates does the Academy have? I can't give you an exact number. Somebody in the chat probably can, but I think we're over 250 now. Probably right in that ballpark, I think. Is this how you play with the mechanical butterfly? You just lie on it so it can't go anywhere? Oh, it's actually above him. Okay. Ugh. There you go, right in that ballpark. Pat MM says 252, and if anybody knows, it would definitely be Pat MM, who seems to know everything all the time, just an encyclopedia of Kitten Academy. I said encyclopedia, like that's even a thing people know anymore. I should have just said the Google of Kitten Academy, or at least Wikipedia. Well, I guess I know what toy is going to have to go home with Puget. Everybody else is over here messing with the butterfly, and Puget is just stuck on this thing. Whoa, Millie! Nice jump, buddy. Well, everybody, it's been about 30 minutes of this close-up, so we should probably wrap it up. But if you want to keep watching these kids play for a while, tune into the Kitten Academy live stream, and I'll adjust the camera as soon as we're done here, and we'll be able to watch them play with the toys for a little bit longer at least. And we'll do our mailbag tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Sorry we missed it today. I was running late. There was too much mail, and I had to postpone it the second time. I thought, we're just going to have to call it. At some point, you just got to say that's it. But we definitely have to get all the mail done tomorrow because these oranges are probably all going to go home in the next week, and we'd like to make sure that if anything came in for them, it gets to go with them. Otherwise, it gets them in due time, which is sometimes quite a ways off. Look at this panting little boy now. Yeah, well, that's why we're going to get that air conditioning running for you, too. It's not that warm in here. He just wore himself out. Anyway, thanks, everybody, and definitely keep watching on the regular Kitten Academy live stream. Thanks for everything. Really, thanks for everything. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks for the good questions during today's stream that I got to answer some of. I know I missed a whole bunch of everything everybody said, so if you said something that was really cool or you wanted to ask a question that I missed, definitely ask it next time. I try to pay attention, but there's so much going on. And that's it. I'll see you all next time.